Hi, this is Cheryl McQueen, designer with Bello's Designs. Today we will be exploring the wonderful world of Scenescapes and printed background cardstock. Some of us have been discussing on the Bello's Designs Lounge site on our Facebook page that we have a lack of creative mojo as we get into the hot, or should I say hotter, dog days of summer. Sometimes it is hard to come up with a background, or you need a card immediately. These pre-printed backgrounds make it fun, easy, and quick. So here are a couple of backgrounds that are available on the Bello's Designs website. This is a Lavinia Scenescape. This one's called Summer Haze. This one is the Craft Consortium Grunge Light Tones, and this has got all kinds of wonderful grunge backgrounds and papers, both in light and bright colors, that you can use for your designs. Also, we have this one, which is Ink Drops Dusk. This is the larger 12 by 12 inch. Again, all kinds of wonderful, lovely backgrounds that you can use to create some great cards. So the Consortium cardstock papers actually come in either the 6 by 6 inch size or the 12 by 12 inch size. The Lavinia Scenescapes come in the 6 by 6 inch size. Be sure and check out the Bello's Designs website to see all of the varieties of Scenescapes and cardstocks that you can find. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on a project using the Lavinia Scenescape. But let me show you a couple of things that I have done already. Here is a card that I created using the Ink Drops Dusk from the Card Consortium. This one I did using the basically, I guess these are what you would call the older of the dandelions, which I just really love the way these look, with a fairy and some beautiful drop downs. And that's basically all I had to do on that. With the grunge cards, cardstock paper, I actually used a paper that is yellow on one side, and you can kind of see that it's two-sided, and then I used this side to create the card and the companion bookmark. I took this size sheet of paper, the 6 by 6 inch, cut it down to fit the size card that I want, and then I just took the extra piece and made the bookmark to go along with it. The stamps that I used on these are from the new set of dandelions that have just come out. That's the LAV 754, 747, and 745. You can find these now on the Bello's website. So basically, these were just done very, very quickly, just with the stamps. So let's look at the supplies that we're going to use today for our project. So we're going to use the Lavinia Scenescapes Summer Haze. I have cut mine down to 4.5 by 6 inches to fit the size of the envelope that I'm wanting to use. I saved the piece that I cut off and created this little bookmark from that extra scrap. So whenever you cut your Scenescapes or your pre-printed backgrounds down, be sure and save that piece because you can use it for something else. So this is, again, Scenescape Summer Haze. Then we are going to create a frame for our piece out of the white cardstock, so that once we finish printing it, we will mount it on that. That size is cut to 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. And then for our basic cardstock base, I have cut this to 7 inches by 10 inches and then folded it in half. For our stamps today, we will be using the tree stem, Lavinia, LAV 643, Quinn, LAV 693, Spanish Moss, LAV 505, the Lavender, LAV 093. I don't have the original packaging for this. This one was given to me, so I just got the stamp when I got that one. And then the LAV 351, which is the bubbles. I wanted a small orb in this particular one, and I only had bigger orbs, so I thought the bubble would work perfectly for what I need on this. We will also be using our VersaFine Clair, the Nocturne ink, for doing our stamping. And then for just a little bit of edging, like I did on the little bookmark here, you can kind of see it's a little darker. I just used a little bit of the Distress ink in Black Soot. We'll also just use a little mini dauber. I like to use the small ones when I'm doing the edging. And then to put our cards together, we will either use an adhesive cardstock, an adhesive running tape, or we will use the Ultra Bond adhesive. This is really great to use, especially when you have smaller areas, because the tip is very fine and can make a very small piece of line of glue, so you can get very precise when you need to. If you'd like to, you probably can't see it very well, but I did just a little bit of glitter on the lavender and on the wings of my fairy on this. So you always have the option to use a Sakura glitter pen, if the Jelly Roll pen, if you'd like to punch it up a little bit with some glitter. And I will be using my stamping platform. It has the sticky grid on it so that I don't have to worry about using magnets. So now we are ready to begin working on our project. To begin our project, we're going to take our cut piece of our Scenescape Summer Haze, which is cut again down to 6 inches by 4.5 inches. So what we're going to do is start out by taking our tree branch. We're actually going to turn our tree branch a little sideways when we lay it out on so that our cardstock, so that we can have Quinn sitting on the branch. So I am going to take my stamping platform and lay my piece of the Scenescape down. And then I'm going to take my tree stem and position it just kind of going over the moon a little bit. Adhere that to the door and ink up our stamp. I like to put just a little piece of scrap paper over on the side so that I don't get ink all over my sticky grid. So I'm going to just close the door and press to make sure that my stamp makes full contact with my piece of cardstock there. My Scenescape. And there we go. Now with the Scenescape paper, it is a little bit slick, so you want to be careful that you don't smear it while it's in the drying process. So now we will take Quinn and place her so that it looks like she's sitting on our branch. ink her up. We may end up having to do her a second time just because she has a lot of solid black surface. But let's see if we got enough ink on there and that we only have to do her one time. Again, press to make sure that you get a solid, good inking on there. She looks pretty good, but I'm going to do just a little bit more ink, just to fill in just a couple of little spots that are showing up. And that's why I like to hold it for just a second or two. That way, if the stamp gets the solid contact with the paper, it gives a chance to soak up. There we go. So that you don't have any missing spots with the ink. Alright, so then what I think we will do is we'll go ahead and go to the base of our picture here and put in some of our lavender. So I'm just going to take the lavender ink it up and then just put some sprigs down underneath. Alright, and now for our last little sprig of lavender. Alright, so I think I would like to have a little bit of the Spanish moss. Just coming down. I'm going to go ahead and move my card down just a little bit. Because my little piece of my stamp is fairly long. I don't want to pinch it in my door. go ahead and use the other one that's got some little tiny tendrils. And maybe just one teeny little piece that comes down right there. And then we are ready to put our little bubble. All right, and that is basically all the stamping. So see how quickly it goes. Lay that out there so you can see it, so how quickly it goes for us to just do a little quick stamping, especially when we're just using these solid black colors. Now, what I'd like to do, I always like to put just a little bit of a framing around it. I feel like this just draws the eye to the center and kind of keeps it all within a framed area. So I just take a little bit of my black soot and just gently put a little bit of that border around the edge. Again, to me, this just focuses it a little bit, and I also like that look. It's kind of a antique-y or grungy kind of look that just kind of pulls it all together. Then, all we have to do at this point in time is put our card together. Now, if you want to let it sit for a little bit, since it's on a slicker background, and make sure your ink is dry so that you're not smearing it, that's a great thing to do. Or if you got a drying tool, a heating tool, such as something like this, you can always just do a quick little run over it just to make sure that your ink has dried completely. Alright, and so now we are ready to mount the card that we've created onto a frame. I am going to quickly grab a little piece of baby white because I don't want to get the ink that's on my fingers all over my project. So I'm just going to wipe off some of that ink. And then we can put our card together. I'm going to go ahead and put the lid back on my ink so that it doesn't dry out. I'm going to use the running tape. It's a little faster when I'm demonstrating. But the Ultra Bond is awesome glue, so you might want to check that out. It's fast drying and it's clear, so that really is great for when you're working on your projects. Get it mounted onto our base cardstock for our card. And like I said, that if you wanted to add a little bit of sparkle, sometimes I like to sparkle up the wings on my fairies, you can take your Sakura Jelly Roll, the little glitter pen, and just kind of outline some of the details of her wing, of her wings there. It's hard for it to show up on when I'm doing it on a video film, but let's see if I can hold it up and let you see a little bit of the glitter there. Just gives it a little bit of pop. Maybe we put a little bit of the glitter on our bubble. We could even color that solidly in. And there you have a very quick project using the Scenescape paper or using the Craft Consortium paper. Again, these come with lots of options on your colors that you can use. And you also have your options on the size of paper that you would like to get. Thank you so much for watching my video tutorial today. Be sure to look for all of the wonderful Lavinia Scenescapes and Craft Consortium pre-printed background cardstocks on the Del Bello's Designs website. There are so many options available for you to use. So you'll have lots of options between, like this one being a summer one, to winter scenes, to, like I said, the grunge papers, the ink drop papers. Just so much variety that you can choose from. Remember to check out the delbellosdesigns.com website for more tutorials on the design team page. Have a great day.